Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. There's another little tech tip for you. What I've been working on off and on, I don't think I've recorded any of it, but I've had this, let me show you what I got here. It's in pieces right now. But I've got this really nice triplet model 630 NA. I can get the glare off of it. Really cool meter. Got it at a Hamfest, of course. Not a very expensive price, so I said, okay, something wrong with it. Anyway, got it home, put some batteries in it and all that, started checking it, and I found the ohms range. When you put it on the higher, on the R times, let's see, remember right, the R times 10,000 and 100,000, I noticed that it did not read correctly. And it appeared to be, all the resistors checked fine, but there was an issue with, everything checked fine. So I determined it had to be an overvoltage situation to this, and somebody zapped it with some high voltage or something while it was in ohms mode, or corrosion. There was a little bit of battery corrosion in here. So anyway, long story short, I was 105% sure it was in these wafer switches. You have not lived until you take the whole stack of wafer switches out of a Volt Ohm milliamp meter. You have not lived. You have to be brave, or stupid, or dumb, or insane, or all of the above. Anyway, so how do you troubleshoot something like that once you get it out? Well, what I do, or what I have done, is here's the wafer switch. This is the one that was on the very bottom. This son of a gun right here. It's hardest to get to one there is. This is on the very back of this, if they're all assembled, the front of the meter, the back of the meter. And this was the very number 5 that was in the very back. This guy. So how do you check something like that? Well, here you go. First you need, remember, these things use a 30 volt battery to generate the voltage for the R times 100. Very, very useful. So anyhow, what I've done is I've got my little 6284 24 volt power supply. I have the minus of it right here running over to my voltmeter. Little Fluke 77. I have positive going to the test lead. Alright. Hang on a second. I'll make this a little clearer for you. Alright. So anyway, here we go. The minus going over to the minus of the voltmeter. Positive lead right here. Okay. Going to the positive of the power supply. I've got my power supply set at 24 volts. Okay? Alright. The positive of the meter right here going to the other test lead. Okay? So what you basically have is your power supply right here injecting 24 volts. This is reading it off the meter. Now, if you just take between two connectors, basically the same thing as probing this bench. If you probe that bench, you notice nothing, right? Probe this bench, I can probe this right here, nothing. Take my two fingers right here, put across it, look. Okay? So, what I'm about to show you, something I hope you use, and I hope that you remember me if you ever have these kind of issues. So let me get you set up here. I'm going to set you up, and I'm going to show you some stuff. All I got to do is get this stupid meter to where you guys can see it without 1,000% what that's doing on the hole. Hang on, I got to turn that meter off. Put it back on. And while it was in the hold function. Alright, you can see the meter. You can see the switch. I tell you what, if I turn you around a little bit, Here we go. Alright. Alright, here we go. I'm going to start probing. Now, I'm going to start right here on this portion of the switch. Watch the meter. I'm going to probe one terminal to the next. You see that? No voltage. Now, I'm going to take this lead, jump. You're leapfrogging, okay? Going to the next. Nothing. Going to the next. Nothing. Going to the next. Nothing. Can you see what I'm doing? Alright, go to the next. Nothing. Going 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 to the next. Nothing. Uh-oh. Did you see that? All of a sudden, we have voltage. We found one. When I find it, I'll mark it with red marker right there so I'll know. Did you see that? Let's do it again. We'll go to two terminals adjacent to it. See? Nothing. We go to these two terminals. We're reading voltage. This should not be. Those are completely isolated just like the rest of these. So we just already found one problem. Let's keep going. These are okay. This one to this one's fine. This one to this one, okay. This one to this one's 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 alright. This one to this one's okay. This one to this one's alright. This one to this one's okay. That one to that one's okay. And this one to this one's okay. And then this one to this one's okay. So, we have found the culprit. This right here has a sneak path on them. Now, I was sure in my heart 105% that one of these switches had some kind of an issue like that. It was a lot of work get down that level to get that switch out to find it. And I spent a lot of time on this meter trying to find out why that ohms was doing what it was, and I was 100% convinced in my heart that's what it was. And that is how I troubleshot this meter to find that leakage. I'm going to go back in here with the rest of these, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other wafers and make sure that that's problem's fixed. Now, how I'm going to fix this, I don't know. I got to get creative on that. I really don't know how I'm going to fix it, but at least I know the dang problem. Anyway, that's it, guys. Just a little quick tech tip. I hope you all enjoyed that and find it useful and something you do. You can not only use that method for these, but you can also use it for other things. You know, it's it shouldn't conduct, and I don't know, you can use it on circuit boards, all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's just very useful. But in this instance, that's how I troubleshot this. I was convinced in my heart that's what it was. So I hope you guys find that interesting. Hit that like and subscribe button, and God bless. Bye. All right, here we go, guys. Went ahead and I was able to repair this wafer. Right now, still have my same setup, but I have some permanent leads here. And you notice no leakage. Basically, what I used to fix this was a dental pick or a dental probe, and I just went in there between the terminals right here, scraped. I'm gonna probably scrape it a little bit more, but that's what it was. I could not see this. It was completely It looked clean and brand new because I had ultrasonic this whole section of this meter, and I mean, it's clean as a brand new one, but it still had that leakage. Right there, I used a dental pick right here, scraped it until I got to the little bitty, wasn't much, it don't take much, but I got it. It's good to go. Now I got the hard part of putting this stupid thing back together. Oh boy. Anyway, that's it, guys. Talk to you later. On this little tech tip here, after I put that Volt Ohm meter back together, started the testing phase. It still acted wonky. After all of that, it still acted wonky. It still did not act right. It still acted like something in that stupid thing was leaking. At this point, I was like, I'm ready to throw this. I had actually taken the. I was getting ready to just decommission it. Take what off I needed, put it in the back somewhere for spare parts or something else. But damn, it's really one of their best meters, and it's super clean, and I just hated to get rid of it. So I did a Hail Mary. You know, I am a country bumpkin. I'm from the South. I got a twang in my voice. I'm just a redneck electronics technician, okay? But I'm also a very practical person. So as a Hail Mary, I took this voltmeter, or this ohm meter, this triplet, took and unhooked the meter movement, went in, unsoldered the red and black wires off the meter movement, took the batteries out. Why would I do that? I took the test leads, the plus and minus test leads on this thing, ran it over to my Heathkit C3 capacitor checker. Not to check capacitance, but my capacitor checker can generate up to 450 volts. So what I did is put it on a 25 volt scale. Get the leakage test. It showed leakage. Drew it all the way up to, I think, 150. Turn all the lights off. Let my eyes adjust. Hit that leakage test again, and I could see little faint blue arcs. Two different places. It was so faint, you're thinking, am I hallucinating? But it wasn't. I did see two faint little traces. I couldn't tell where because it was so dark, but I could see it. Okay. So I stopped, went back to the 25 volt setting, measured it. This time it was completely shorted. Okay. Well, at this point, whatever, do whatever. It's over. Game over. 450 volts. Turned it up. Turned them lights off again. Popped that leakage test and just let it sit. I saw a couple more blue spots in there, and then I didn't. I let it sit there some more. No more blue spots. Okay. Released leakage test. Dropped the voltage back down to 25 volts. Performed another leak test. No leakage. No leakage on any voltage. So I done burnt something up in this sucker. So, put the meter back together to where I can use it, test it. Worked fine. Didn't have a moment's problem. I've checked this a few days ago. I've been checking it off and on now since then. Works fine. The voltage I did have a problem. All my DC voltages did not work, and
my ohms function was still inaccurate. I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. About still ready to throw this damn thing in the garbage again. But I got to looking. I had miswired, put it back together. I had several resistors. They're all in sequence. One goes, one resistor goes into the switch, comes out. In other words, they're tied together, okay? And I just had them out of sequence. I fixed that, fixed everything. No more problem. Retested the ohm function, it worked. DC worked. The thing is completely accurate. I hadn't had to do any adjustments to this thing. So it's working fine, and I'm pretty convinced now by the looks of it that it wasn't a over voltage issue that caused it, like a lot of these meters are prone to, but it was because of battery leakage. And so when I put that high voltage in there, whatever little traces were in there, I burnt them out. Now, will they come back? Maybe, maybe not. But it works fine now, and I'm going to use it. So it was very interesting, and I didn't record any of that because at this point I was exasperated, and I was like, I'm not going to waste any more time videoing this. But it was a Hail Mary moment here in the shop. But meter works fine now. Looks great. It's in good condition. The meter movement's fine. It's fairly a newer meter, so I'm happy. So that's it. I know not a lot of banging on it to show you what I actually did, but this took all my effort here to figure out what's wrong with this meter. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, and we'll talk to you guys later. God bless.